was there of being the accountant for Floyd Mayweather for a number of years. Just residences, making 100, 200 grand here or there, $50,000 not going to affect. But for those large investors, obviously that's becoming very concerning, because if you've got a building, big mall or something else, it could be worth $100 million. All of a sudden you've got a $10 million profit on there that's now going to be taxed at 37 or 40 versus 20 to 24. Huge difference. So that's the biggest one people are keeping their eye on.
I mean, dang, Floyd Money Mayweather. Man, wow, y'all around here getting Rolexes, not paying for them. Man, y'all got stacks of money, owing jewelers money.
In a startling claim that shocked both the sports world and finance industry, Floyd Mayweather's personal bookkeeper has made bold accusations about the boxer's money problems. The insider says Mayweather is buried under an eye-popping $500 million debt, despite his well-known image of endless wealth. Famous for his flashy lifestyle full of fancy cars and luxury homes, Mayweather's rich man image now seems to be falling apart. As new facts come out, both fans and critics are left questioning how one of the richest athletes ever ended up in such deep money trouble, and whether more hidden truths are about to surface.
There.
Money Mayweather. That's awesome. So you mentioned said not to get in their lives. I have to tell this. I remember as I think I was a teenager. Yeah, I was going to college. I didn't go all the way through, but the criminal justice teacher told us when you do your taxes, if you're dealing drugs, that you should end up putting your salesperson. I don't know about that firsthand, but I just remember
that's how it's classified.
He specifically said, he kind of looked at everybody, he's like, for those of you guys, it's a salesperson. And I was like, all right, but no, man, I got asked. So Money Mayweather, what was that like? Just
absolutely great experience. I've had a great time doing his work. Problem is as the manager goes, so does the CPA. So when he changed managers, we ended up getting kicked to the curb.
The accountant, Dave Hall, blames Mayweather's possible financial collapse on wild spending and poor investment choices. Even after making hundreds of millions from fights and side businesses, his love for costly luxuries, from giant homes to fleets of pricey cars, quickly drained his bank account. Making things worse, he jumped into risky investments without good advice from money experts. Many of these deals didn't bring in profit, adding to his already serious money problems.
Money Mayweather is jabbed by the IRS here. What happened? Well, he took a large S-corp deduction for legal expense. The merits of that didn't even matter because he missed his appeal deadline of the denial. His accountants and lawyers screwed up, so the tax court said, hey, you were too late appealing this. You got to pay us back all the tax plus penalties plus interest. Moral of the story, pay attention to the deadlines on the IRS letters. Really sad they didn't do it in this case, with considering the armies of lawyers and accountants he has. So pay attention, hit your deadlines on audit, otherwise you're going to lose the appeal.
But he said the only thing I have to have as a billionaire, I got to have a private jet. He was like, that's the best. He said that's the best main thing.
That's not what Warren Buffett got, a private jet. So me and Warren Buffett is sitting down like this in a dressing room one time, right before one of my fights, and I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him we talking about jets. I'm talking about my jet. At that particular time, I think I had 2 jets at that time. The next thing you know, this man tell me he got, I think, 540 jets. You gotta think he owned net jets, if I'm not mistaken. So he had like 500 and some jets. So he really showing out.
Yeah.
But it's just that when you've been living this life for so long, I think it's normal, but when people go on social media, they post when I post.
Paul shared that behind Floyd Mayweather's strong and fearless image in the boxing ring, he was privately dealing with personal struggles. While many only saw the fame, wealth, and undefeated record, few knew about the emotional battles he faced. His mental health issues reveal the kind of pressure and loneliness that can come with huge success. Even though he looked tough on the outside, Mayweather dealt with problems of his own, proving that even top athletes have.
But something that many people, it's public knowledge, not sharing anything that's not out there, but something many people don't realize is he suffered a lot through his life with depression. It's something that he's struggled with mentally. And with that, we saw some of the progress and growth that he went through, some of the struggles that he was facing. And to have a lot of respect for someone that goes out there and pushes it every day and tries to be a better person.
Yeah, I got. Did he have the $20,000 in sides at the restaurant, Wolf of Wall Street? Did they cure cancer?
Steve Morano, who once did business with Mayweather, pointed out an important truth about the boxer's money issues. Even though Floyd made more than $1 billion in his career, his over-the-top spending habits may be quickly draining his money. Morano explained that even someone earning millions can run into trouble if they spend too much each month. He gave an example that someone making $3 million yearly could still go broke if they're spending $100,000 a month and saving very little.
Mayweather is the most successful boxer in history with a 50-0 record, and one of the wealthiest athletes of all time with $1 billion in earnings. But I bet you didn't know it all started with a $750,000 bet on himself. Here's the wild story. In 2006, Floyd Mayweather was 10 years into his boxing career and earning over $5 million per fight. At the time, Mayweather was signed to Bob Arum's Top-Rank Boxing promotion, a partnership which saw Arum get 25% of Mayweather's fight purse. But Mayweather wanted more, and in 2006, he turned down $8 million to fight Antonio Margarita and said he deserved $20 million to fight Oscar De La Hoya. Arum wasn't happy and wouldn't pay up, so Mayweather paid the $750,000 exit fee in his contract to leave Top Rank. Mayweather then went on to promote his own fights, earning a percentage of every ticket, hot dog, and beer sold at the event, and most importantly, all pay-per-views sold. And just 1 year later in 2007, after leaving Top Rank, Mayweather made $25 million for his win against Oscar De La Hoya. Now that's what happens when you bet on yourself.
In Mayweather's case, his monthly spending could easily reach a few $1,000,000. Add on taxes and the cost of keeping up with multiple luxury properties, and even a fortune that seems endless can shrink fast. Morano warned that just because Floyd is rich doesn't mean he's financially safe. When someone constantly spends big without planning properly, even a billionaire can find themselves in deep trouble, especially when unexpected legal or business problems pop up.
But he said the only thing I have to have as a billionaire, I gotta have a private jet. He was like, that's the best. He said that's the best main thing.
That's not what Warren Buffett got, a private jet. So me and Warren Buffett is sitting down like this in a dressing room one time, right before one of my fights, and I'm talking to him. I'm talking to him about, we talking about jets. I'm talking about my jets. At that particular time, I think I had 2 jets at that time. The next thing you know, this man tell me he got, I think, 540 jets. You gotta think he owned net jets, if I'm not mistaken. So he had like 500 and some jets. So he really showing out.
Yeah.
So, but it's just that when you've been living this life for so long, I think it's normal, but when people go on social media, they post, when I post, they get.
In a recent talk, Steve gave details about why the boxer stayed in Dubai for so long. Morano said Mayweather's time in the UAE was connected to a major business project involving a gold mining deal. This puts a new spin on earlier claims made by Gervonta Davis, who suggested Mayweather was stuck in Dubai because of unpaid bills. Morano insisted that Floyd's actions in Dubai were smart business decisions and not signs of financial disaster.
Floyd in a minute. But, I'm tight with his right-hand man, my man, S-Mac. I knew S-Mac for 25 years. I tried to call him and figure out what was good with it. He didn't get back to me yet. And I'm sure even if he did get back, he probably don't want to speak on it. Look, they got him over there. That's obvious. We know you've been there a month or whatever, and they say it's over some money. So Floyd got money, so he just better hope they don't take it legal. They saying that he owes some people money out there for the transaction that didn't go through, and he's supposed to get back that money. But out there it's different. The rules is different. It ain't like here where you got a civil court. So I don't know the rules, I don't know the regulations.
Morano said that while Mayweather isn't officially locked up, his situation in Dubai still raises concerns. Some reports say Floyd's passport has been taken away, stopping him from leaving the country freely. Although he's not in a jail cell, This restriction basically traps him there until his financial problem is fixed. What's strange is that even in this situation, Floyd is said to be staying in a lavish 6-star hotel. While that might seem comfortable, the fact that he can't leave freely points to a serious issue.
They got Floyd Mayweather, like,
Well, I ain't say kidnap,
Well-
but you know, you got your passport taken. You can't come and leave when you want to go, but he ain't in jail, so
Okay.
he's out in a 6-star hotel being Floyd. So I guess it ain't that bad, but we'll see. We're gonna watch and see like everybody else.
that's crazy. I mean, when you think of Money Mayweather, you thinking like Floyd may have like $1 billion or something.
He did. He made $1 billion plus. Floyd made a lot of money. And I don't really know Floyd's business, so I'm not going to speak on Floyd's business. But Floyd's very, very, as we all the world knows,
Steve Morano's claims about Floyd's careless spending seem to match up with his recent big money buys. For example, Mayweather marked his 48th birthday by buying a 145-carat diamond watch for $1.4 million from Pristine Jewelers in New York. This custom-made piece shows his love for flash and riches. These expensive splurges have stirred criticism. In a video clip that resurfaced, Floyd is seen holding $1 million in cash while wearing an $84,500 watch, making fans wonder how long he can keep spending like this.
$1.8 million.
$1.8 million watch.
$1.8 million, dude.
You're the first to see it.
That's insane. That
1.8 is high. 18 life.
that happy birthday, champ.
That's how we doing.
1 point. That is sick, dude.
But you gotta show them what it's saying.
Money green.
No,
Hold on. This watch was made specifically for the champ, Floyd Money Mayweather. 101 piece.
One of one.
Money team.
Can we see it on him?
Yes, sir.
That one of one.
$1.8 million.
It's like it's a one of one. I love that.
Having fun, living life, making power moves every day. As you guys can see my plaque right here for my buildings. Check it out. Truly blessed. Hustling hard, making power moves. That's what I do. I always got to treat myself. A little gift. Well, you guys seen this Himalaya, and this is what we do. Dior, another one, Money May, and you guys know the rest.
While flashing his expensive jewelry, Mayweather is currently being sued for $4 million by Leonard Solomonov, a jeweler based in Miami. The lawsuit, filed in August 2024, claims Mayweather and his brand TMT tricked him by buying luxury watches and diamond pieces without paying the full price. Rapper Tyga is also named for allegedly not paying for a Rolex. Solomonov said he met Mayweather in Miami in 2021 and sold him pricey items like Richard Mille and Rolex watches. He says he only got $267,000 in 2 payments and no more, despite promises from Mayweather's agent to wire the rest.
Claims retired world championship boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. owes him nearly $4 million for high-end watches and diamond jewelry he purchased back in 2021, according to a new federal lawsuit. It's suing Mayweather and his company, the Money Team TMT, for violations of the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, RICO, along with counts of fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and civil theft, among other allegations. Meaning y'all stole my shit. Got it. The suit, which was filed in Miami Herald Court on August 23rd, also names rapper Tyga, real name Michael Ray Stevenson, for allegedly failing to pay for a Rolex. This action arises out of a pattern of predatory, unfair, improper, fraudulent, and unscrupulous practices through which defendants use the plaintiff's reputation, business, and inventory to systemically steal and convert the plaintiff's watches and jewelry to their own without paying the full and fair price.
The legal case accuses Mayweather and his crew of breaking the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. The charges also include fraud, breaking agreements, stealing, and unfairly gaining from others. Sulaimanov is asking for millions in damages, plus interest and lawyer fees. Mayweather hasn't publicly addressed the case. While he claims to be focusing on property now, many people are doubtful. He said he bought 1,000 units in 62 buildings across New York, but records don't show any ownership changes. Groups like NYC Housing Partnership were also unaware of
Floyd Mayweather Jr. I mean, we all know him, the tremendous, talented boxer, but people don't realize how smart he is in business, especially real estate. He just did a blockbuster deal, forget about it. Upper Manhattan, 1,000 units consisting of 60 buildings, affordable housing, $402 million purchase price. The seller, Black Spruce Management. This is going to be a monster huge deal. Already a very big portion of it already closed. The remaining portion should be closing the beginning of 2025. This is a guy who believes in long-term wealth, generational wealth. He's heavily involved in skyscrapers. Now he's getting very, very big in affordable housing in Upper Manhattan. Tremendous deal. $402 million. Once again, 1,000 units, 60 buildings. Forget about it, Maron. That's what I'm talking about. That's smart. That's generational wealth, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not a financial planner, but very, very impressed. Floyd Mayweather Jr., not too shabby. V for victory.
Reporters trying to confirm Mayweather's real estate claims ran into more confusion. A rep from his business said the deals were real but wouldn't go on record. During the call, another man joined in and said his name was James McNair, but his voice didn't match past audio clips. This odd conversation has only made people more suspicious about whether Mayweather's property empire is real or just talk.
What's the point of buying 62 buildings? You buy a couple.
No, 62 units, I think, right?
No, 62 units could be one building.
Yeah, it could be.
They got buildings with 90 units, and 100 and some units.
He has 62 multifamily units. That's what it says. So that's 62 buildings. Like I said, it's probably 62
think about
buildings.
it.
Yeah.
If he has that, some of the buildings might not be in the best condition.
Right.
So knock it down and build, or if they're side by side, knock both of them down. Don't renew rents. Let them move out, and then build a skyscraper.
Right.
Or if he makes commercial properties out of some of those.
That's what I'm saying.
Sports analysts like Shannon Sharp have strongly criticized Floyd Mayweather's ongoing effort to make money and his frequent return to exhibition boxing events. They argue these fights are more about putting on a show than real sportsmanship, lowering the value of true boxing competition.
Sure, he could be 60 years of age and people would still pay per view to watch him box.
So the allure is still there.
Yeah.
They want to see Floyd get beat, even if it's somebody that's not a name that a YouTuber did something that a world champion couldn't do.
Yeah. Didn't?
Yes.
No.
But I saw Floyd Mayweather get knocked down.
But at what point does Floyd have enough money not to stoop to do these exhibitions? But at some point, there is athletic dignity attached to 50 and 0, and that's the allure of this.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of, okay?
And the people that they're putting him in there with can't put him in harm's way.
No,
so he doesn't see I just, like you said, I watched this ruckus on Twitter. I was like,
what?
Like, oh my goodness.
Okay.
It definitely was like.
Sharp says Mayweather's exhibition matches feel more like staged WWE shows than actual fights. He believes most people only watch to see if Floyd might finally lose, not because the fights are real contests. Sharp says these events are damaging boxing's image and ruining Mayweather's legacy, which was built on skill and an undefeated record. He even brought up the fight with Logan Paul, saying it was shameful for someone of Floyd's status. To Sharp, it seems Floyd doesn't mind selling his reputation for a paycheck.
Get back?
Yep.
Does this man have no shame?
No.
Is he not easy money Mayweather now?
Get that money.
Yeah. get that money?
He'll pick up either 15, 20 mil.
He was a highly respected champion.
Still
He
is.
dominated the sport.
Yes.
Greatest defensive fighter ever. And you're going to stoop to this?
Yep.
It's not even the right Paul. It's not Jake Paul. It's the older
we get
brother.
the brother. We get the brother.
He's
there.
easier.
Look, I was like, I started with the moment Nate Robinson hit that canvas face first.
Yep.
I'm like, who can we nominate as an athlete to get our get back? I looked at James Johnson.
Okay, but it's not Jake. It's the older brother.
I want somebody.
Somebody?
Brandon Marshall. Our first thing first, Brandon Marshall. But I'm gonna tell you who good with their hands, and you might not know. Curtis Martin.
So what?
And we want our get back. That's what.
So you want Curtis Martin to fight Jake Paul?
I want him to fight something. We go get our get back. Y'all not finna have bragging rights.
This isn't even a fight.
Nope.
This is an exhibition.
No, I know what happens.
How low can you go?
I know you over there. You're like, yeah, we got him. You know, no. We go get our get back. This for the culture. We got to represent. Money, represent.
Represent?
Yep. Lump him up.
You represented against Conor McGregor, and it was a worthy fight.
That's
It
okay.
was actually a battle.
We gonna lump him up. Yeah, we gonna lump him up.